right? Like Strange, time and time again, going into glaives, going into DTs. Meanwhile, Nikic, he also went for a Bane Bust in game 2. So in general, we had some shorter games. Some shorter games in that first series, but coming into this series, I would not be surprised if we get some mid-game, maybe even some late game. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Amygdala, we have the blue Protoss player representing his new team, Team Quasar. It is Art. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Zerg player, the red Zerg player himself. It is YoungYakov. Here we go. And then Art, he is a little more mid-game oriented. He can be aggressive at times, don't get me wrong, but nowhere near as much as Strange. Like Strange, he's an animal. He's he's an animal. He's disgusting at times. Art, he's a little more standard in his play. Likewise, YoungYakov, he's also wanted to typically thrive in the mid game. We have seen YoungYakov go for 3 base all-ins from time to time. He's willing to end the game early if he sees an opportunity, and we'll see how he will approach this. But now we're settling it. But again, we should be seeing a very different kind of PvZ. That should be. As we do have our hatch gas pool, standard open out of YoungYakov. Likewise, Art back at home does go for his own gate expand into Cybercore. So far, so good. Yeah, I'm setting up. And so far, YoungYakov just setting up and saturating his bases. Likewise, ours are going for his tech of choice. Cybercore is done, and we should be seeing a Stargate. It's a little bit more of a rare sight to see a Twilight Council opener. Not impossible, just a little bit rarer here. Keep an eye on the Protoss. So there we go, we have our tech of choice, no surprise here, Stargate opener out of Art, so Stargate most likely into Oracle. Every game previously in the last series, it was just Void Ray, right? It was just Stargate into Void Ray every single game, and it was more focused on denying vision, denying scouting more than anything. In a more standard PvZ, Oracle openers are the go-to, designed to scatter across the map, to harass, to hinder some of the economy, and to allow yourself to get into a faster third expansion, to get into the mid-game. That's what we expect out of Art. As one link does slip into the main, will confirm the tech, does confirm the Stargate. Nicely done so far here by YoungYakov. Nothing major, but does at least scout without spending his Overlord. As this is going to be the Oracle. So again, standard opener out of Art, but something that we haven't actually seen today yet. Just something that Strange did not indulge in at all. Meanwhile, Adept shading into, threatening a shade. Does threaten the shade. And Yakov is free to drone up, free to saturate. He is making 14 lings though. That's a big investment here by YoungYakov. What is the purpose of these lings? The purpose should be to harass, to potentially force a cancel at the third. There we go. Nexus gets thrown down. Lings are building up. Now they're rallying across the map. Oracle moves out. Back at home, YoungYakov, he's ready for this. Queens are in position. Lings diving in. And do they get a surround? Oh, they do. Yeah, they do get a surround. The first Adept is going to fall. A massive pickoff. Second Adept as well. The Oracle's across the map. The second Oracle does arrive at home to defend, and it will defend. It will force us back. So far, so good. And this is why we see Oracle openers be so effective to get into a longer game, because they can harass across the map, and they can also defend against things like this, against these Ling run-bys. Yeah, Lings, they get completely shut down. Art, he does hold, and now YoungYakov, he's in a rough position. He's in a rough position here, YoungYakov. He delayed his own droning, he delayed his own saturation in favor of this Ling Flood, and the Ling Flood has achieved nothing. He killed one Adept. Now, in a way, you can argue that, oh, he's at least keeping an Oracle at home, I suppose, but even then, this is still just a better setup here for Art. Lings are going back in, but now there's a robust ground army. Now we don't even need the Oracles at home to defend. Art, he does prematurely activate one of his Oracles, though, so he's wasting energy here. He doesn't notice, so yeah, he's going to run out of energy on one of the Oracles. Less to work with, that may factor in as he's pushing. Does move out. Behind this Eva Chamber into +1 melee, we have a safety Roach Warden as well from YoungYakov. Again, there's less support with these Oracles as one of them's out of energy. But for the most part, he pokes in, denies some creep, threatens a shade. And does he commit? He does! Does commit into the main. Lings, they should clean this up though. As we do target fire one drone. Just the one. So yeah, YoungYakov defends. Triple Oracle into the mineral line. Oh, taking a lot of hits. One Oracle goes down. That was not worth it for Art. He gets 4 drone kills, which is okay, but for an Oracle, that is not worth it. YoungYakov is redroning, resaturating. Likewise, YoungYakov, he does go for a Ling flood across the map, or a Ling run by. But there are Sorgers to defend. Yeah, there are Sorgers, there's a shield battery. Behind this Hydra Den, so YoungYakov is going from initially Ling Roach into Roach Hydra. I say Roach Hydra. Ideally, if YoungYakov, he can get away with it. If he can get away with it, he will be skipping roaches. Ooh, as that is a very fast infestation pit. Okay. Infestation pit's on the way. Fast pit tells us that this most likely is going to be to rush into Lurker Tech. Most likely. The pit is scouted. Arch is aware. Now, Archie can punish this. Scouting the fast infestation pit and scouting fast hive and fast Lurker Tech, you can punish, you can be more assertive, more aggressive, and try to break YoungYakov. We'll see if he's able to. As there it is, hive is on the way. This is a 7-minute hive. Ay, ay, ay. So very fast. Archie's still working towards charge. Temple Archives on the way for Storm. It's going to be close, but I want to say that Art can hit with Storm. He can hit with his army before Lurker Tech. If he wants to go for that kind of timing. I do think it is available. There's that Lurker Den on the way. Temple Archives is complete. I am making the assumption that we're working towards Storm, but Storm has not begun. Artie has the money for it. But now Artie's distracted, keeping up with the Lings. Is this just for Archons? What's the plan? Looks like it is. Okay. For both. So Storm is late. Storm is late. It could have started sooner. Definitely could have started sooner here. And as a result, that timing that we spoke about, it's not going to be as available here. Lurker Den is about to finish. And it looks like YoungYakov is set up here for Lair Tech Lurkers. So based on this timing, I do still think that we could have hit with Storm before Lurkers, but now at this point it does look too late. Fleet Beacon is on the way. Artie's going to Skytoss. Which means YoungYakov, he has successfully gotten away with rushing into Hive and rushing into Lurkers. He's done it. Now we have 7 Lurkers morphing in. This is spotted by the Revelation. RT pokes forward, but at this point he cannot stop this. He can maybe snipe a Hydra. Gets 1, gets 2, gets 3. Good value. Gets 3 Hydras. Blinks away, Lurkers have morphed in. And RT's forced into a longer game. Nidus on the way. Yakov is up to 90 workers or 89 drones. On 4 base saturation, getting his 5th, getting a gold as well, so he has a boosted economy. YoungYakov in a good position here. I would have said that Art had a stronger early game, especially against the Link Flood. But coming in towards a later game, YoungYakov, he's there first. He's really hitting his stride. As the fleet beacon is done, Art, he's heavily supply blocked. 3 pylons on the way. Unable to reinforce, unable to warp in, unable to make any Skytoss units. Now is not the time. Mothership has begun. And that's a lot of lurkers. There aren't enough immortals to really push through this. Archie cannot break through this army. Not with this. Not yet. Rama has attempted Nidus into the main.
Our base is besieged.
Oh, Archie's unaware. He's unaware, he's being active. Nidus will complete. Lurkers, they're busting in. The Lurkers, they do bust in. They go for the production. Archie's racing back home. He's out of position. We have the ramp. And YoungYakov, he will take this. He has control of the ramp, takes down the upgrades. Ooh, takes down the immortal. And how do you push up into this? How do you push up this narrow ramp into all these Lurkers? You don't. That's the answer. You do not push into this. More Lurkers moving in. Recall into the main. Storm on top of the ramp. And it's not going to work out here. The production's under fire. The Tempests are on the way, but it's going to be shut down as well. And YoungYakov, he overwhelms. He overwhelms. He just catches Art out of position. GG gets called, and YoungYakov will take game number 1. Whew. GG. GG, well played. Very decisive play there by YoungYakov. Again, despite having a shaky start of the game, he was able to get away with rushing into a 7-minute hive, rushing into lurkers, rushing into the Nidus Storm as well. We saw that there were moments where Art could maybe try to punish him, but remember, Art, he did delay his storm, likewise got heavily supply blocked as well, and unfortunately towards the end, Art, he did miss that Nidus, and one Nidus finishing in the main base with that many lurkers, that's game. That's game then and there. There just was no answer there for Art. He could not push up the ramp. He attempted to recall, couldn't even pull that off. GG. GG, well played. With that, YoungYakov takes a lead. And oh, I'm a little bit caught by surprise here. I was not expecting a custom map pool. So a lot of the online tournaments have gotten rid of the older maps. A lot, if not all, online tournaments have gotten rid of Neon Violet Square, King's Cove, and Abyssal Reef. And it looks like Firegrow Cup has followed suit. Okay, looks like we have followed suit here, and we're going to be introducing some of these new TLMC maps, TLMC 20 maps spawning in the right-hand corner of Sandworm. We have the blue Protoss player down in the series representing his new team, Quasar. We'll see if he can bounce back. It is Art. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Zerg player. The red Zerg player himself leading the series 1-0. It is YoungYakov. We go. So just double checking here. So we have gotten rid of those 3 older maps, replaced them with Killer's Mile, Sandworm, and Starchild. It looks like they also have Arrowhome as well. What was the other map they got rid of? Leyline, Ultra Love, Whispers of Gold, El Dorado. Okay. So it looks like Minnow VK got rid of El Dorado as well and replaced it with Arrowhome. So again, maps we are very familiar with. Maps that we feature in our own tournaments as well. So it is great to see. We go. As we have our hatch gas pool, standard opener out of YoungYakov. And Art's likewise going for his own gate expand into Cybercore. And welcome 1-0 to Sandworm. Again, Sandworm is a map that we have featured plenty of times on the channel. We've been featuring it quite often here over the course of the past couple of months. And it is a rush map, or it is a shorter rush distance by ground, but there are certain features here that do make it a little bit more quirky, a little bit more unusual. One of those is the Dragon's Teeth in the center. That does delay pushes. It does kind of disrupt some of the assaults that can otherwise happen. We have the gold bases in the center. The gold bases we have found to be very secure. It is a little bit easier to actually knock down these rocks, expand, take the gold, and secure yourself at this gold as well. We have seen that from Terran players and Protoss players alike, so we'll see if Art is able to take advantage of said gold expansion. Otherwise, we'll see how YoungYakov will approach this. Speaking of gold base, is going for it himself. Okay, let's go. Knocking down those rocks. We have our Stargate opener back at home. So Stargate from Art. Likewise, YoungYakov still droning, still saturating. And looks like he will take the third. I think the purpose of these rooks here, in the end, I don't think really achieved its goal. The purpose of these rooks was designed to delay mining and to, because of that, delay the third base and force a bigger investment. But what we found, casting Sandworm time and time again, is that this doesn't really delay anything. Like, sure, it does force supply to get busy to kill the rooks, but in general, it doesn't really deter or hinder the goal base from actually being taken. As rooks are getting chipped away at, the first adept does arrive. So far, Lings are keeping up. Shade is cancelled, and YoungYakov will soon take advantage of said gold. Likewise, ooh, that is a Twilight Council before expansion. I mean, that would be a way to try to punish this. This does scream Glaive Adepts. So Art, he is pulling. Oh, he's kind of going into Strange's bag of tricks. There we go. I got there in the end. Is pulling a Strange, going into Glaives. Meanwhile, rocks are knocked down. The Oracle does confirm. Oracle's going to be sent away here by the Queens. And we'll see if Art can punish this. I say if just because we have seen, again, a lot of players struggle to punish the goal base on this map. As the Glaives are on the way. Queens are pushing forward. YoungYakov, he does transfer. He does prioritize saturation on the gold. Slings move in. They move in. Roach Horn is on the way, plus on melee alongside this. Double Oracle hitting the natural. Up. Does attempt to. So far, YoungYakov still building up. Adepts are now going to move out. And YoungYakov, he will scout this. He will confirm. Yeah, he sees all the adepts. Now he knows. He knows what's going on. Roaches are amassing. Army's getting in position. YoungYakov, he does have just a bit of a heads up as to what's happening. Adepts filing across the map. Queens are in position. Lings, they do engage ahead of time. The Lings are going to be shut down, but they're buying time for the Roaches. As the first Queen does fall. Takes down the Queen. Adepts stay shade in. We do have a full wall here at the natural. So far, YoungYakov, he's secure at least at the natural base. That's making the way towards the third. They catch a Queen. Pick up the Queen. They get a couple of workers. 3-4 drone kills, but so far not enough damage. Bearing in mind that we do get 4 workers, but the goal base does make up for that. Remember, YoungYakov has a boosted economy. Adepts, once again, they're denied into the natural. More adepts have arrived. They still haven't dealt critical damage, but they do get another drone. 5. They got 5 drone kills so far. Roach speed has begun for YoungYakov. Oh, he does allow that to finish. Evo chamber does complete. He has to kill it himself. But there are enough roaches on the other side. So it's a bit of an awkward setup here because of that wall. But YoungYakov, he still holds, he still defends. Oh my god, yeah, punishes the Oracle, takes down one of them, massive pickoff. Oracle goes down, and now YoungYakov can get ready for a counterattack. As he defends, Roach speed is almost complete. He can enjoy the gold. Getting another expansion, taking the gases. And this is not good enough for Art. He's gotten 7 drone kills. Now, Art, he does have a higher probe count, but that doesn't matter. Not with the gold involved. Gold base here just wasn't punished. YoungYakov still droning, getting into Baneling speed, getting to +2. So getting to Ling Bane and Roach Ravager. Meanwhile, Archie's getting ready for the counterattack. He throws down a wall of stack defense, stasis traps, shield batteries, sentries, immortal production. He's getting ready for a push that isn't yet moving out. There we go. There we go. Now he's focusing on the army. YoungYakov, he set up all of his upgrades, set up all of his tech, and now it's time to commit. Now it's time to focus on the push. Focus on the move out. Likewise, Colossus are building. I mean, pushing into Colossus is not going to be easy. And YoungYakov, he has to make a choice. Does he drone or does he not? He has 2 bases on the way. He has not droned up yet. He has no saturation at the 4th. What's the plan? He does see the Colossus. He does see the Colossus. He does know. He's aware. He drones. Upon seeing the Colossus, he's now droning up now. Coming into this, these drones are late. This is late saturation for YoungYakov, so this is not ideal. He could have been in a better economic position, but again, his decision here was delayed, or was determined by the Colossus, by the tech. Art, he successfully defends. He's getting a 4th expansion. Art is recovering. Despite not really doing enough with his adepts, he's building back up. He's recovering, getting more Colossus. Temple Archives on the way for Storm. Now, YoungYakov ideally does want Art to push into him. He does want Art to push onto creep. Alright, he sees the army. Nice force fields. YoungYakov pulls away. Hive is in production. This should be for Vipers. So Lingbane, Roach Ravager, Viper should be the go-to. As Vipers are going to be the answer to the Colossus. Going to be the answer. This part is still building up. Now, I had assumed that we were going to take him in a Viper. Never mind. I assumed, yeah, we'll just make like 3 Vipers, then we can just commit in, we can yoink all the Colossus and just end the game. Both armies are maxing out, and we did make 2 Vipers, but YoungYakov is taking up into Ultras and Aspire. So we're just building up into a later game. We're droning, saturating, we're up to 80 workers, we have the boosted economy with the gold base, of course. And the game is slowing down. Now, as we're getting into this kind of game state, this would be a prime time here for Art to throw down a fleet beacon. Throw down a fleet beacon and 2 more Stargates into Sky Toss. Right now would be the time. Right now, though, he's stuck with a ground-based army. He is maxed, that is true, but his tech isn't really ready for anything later than this. Here come the yoinks. Up, gets 1, gets 2. Close is going to be going down. Failings, they crash in, they shut down the High Temple. Oh my god, the High Temple, they do full, no storms. Yeah, 0 storms bounce here on the Prism, and denies the warp in. The final Colossus goes down. And it looks like Art, he will hold on when it comes to his main army, but he lost 3 Colossus and the Warp Prism and every single High Templar as well. Brutal losses for Art, as he will lose all of his high-tech units. And YoungYakov, that was a very cheap army, and what does he replace it with? With Ultras. Ultras on the horizon. There's no Immortals, right? There's no Immortals. There's no good answer to Ultras. Not yet. Not anymore. 5 Ultras on the way. Kindness plating. Oh, he wants the Archon. He gets it. Takes down the Archon, collapsing on these Stalkers. I mean, again, these are Cracklings. They crack. They have Adrenal. And they trade very nicely here against the Stalkers. And again, there's no splash damage. The Colossus just now coming in. And Colossus, they're great against Lings, less so against Ultras. As the Ultras are amassing, Vipers, they did survive the previous engagement. They did survive. massing up. We have a couple of infestors on the way as well for good measure, just for those fungal growths. And remember, Art, he's not ready for Skytoss. He never got the Fleet Beacon, never got the Stargates. He's going for a double robo. He's committing to a ground-based army instead. But I'm not so sure he can get there in time. So Ultras, they're looking to collapse. They're looking to collapse in. Force fields, they will do nothing. Oh, the yoink of the sentry. Bit of a mispick. It's fine. Blinding Clouds on the Stalkers. Ultras, they dive in. Another Blinding Cloud as well. Yo, we showed that sentry who's boss. We got him. As Ultras, they're going to snowball out of control. There's just nothing to stop them. GG gets called, and YoungYakov, he will snowball out of control. He will take the series at 2-0. GG. Whew. GG, well played. YoungYakov, he will claim it. Art, he did have some strong moments in this series, especially like in the early game of game 1, for example. Here in game 2, he had potential with the Adepts, but as we mentioned, he did not do anywhere near enough damage. He got, I want to say 5 drones, I want to say 5 workers with his Glaive Adepts. That was not worth it, especially considering the gold base. Maybe if this was a standard map and if there wasn't a gold to factor in, then maybe that would have been enough to give himself enough to get into the mid game in a more decent position. But the goal base had snowballed out of control, and YoungYakov was able to just freely saturate, take map control, take more bases, and just build up. GG. GG, well played. With that YoungYakov, he will claim the series. Does take down Art 2-0. Bearing in mind, this is still the group stage, still plenty more matches ahead of us, and we have our next series here. Here we go, featuring 2 more players. So far, we have featured Strange, Art, Nikic, YoungYakov. Up next, we have a Zerg and a Terran player. Up next, we have Wayne and Milky Cow. Let's go.